this is your girl Lala and welcome back to Lala's World. For this segment today, I am bringing up the greatest Royal Rumble that took place in Saudi Arabia by, to be honest to know, is WWE. Now, before I get started with my review, if you are a new subscriber, please go ahead and click on the subscribe button below and make sure you like this video and comment down below how you felt about the greatest Royal Rumble. So, to be honest, I wasn't too hyped for it because I was like, okay, it's overseas. It starts at 12 p.m., you know, in the States, Eastern time, 9 a.m. Pacific time. So around those times, I know a lot of people is at work. But I managed to make time to sit down and watch it because it was like a 50-man Royal Rumble. And I'm like, okay, so what's the prize? As I continue to watch it, they said, oh, okay, it's going to be a trophy. I'm like, okay, the trophy looks cool. Let me go ahead and watch it. Then, granted, behind those matches, everybody's titles were on the line except for the women's because the women didn't take part. Now, to me, I wasn't fazed by it, and that's only because you, like Triple H said, like, you know, you can't dictate anyone's culture, you know, politics, religion, you know, so that part I didn't take aback, but from what I found out from a co-worker of mine, I heard the women got paid, even though they didn't take part of it. So, who knows? So, first and foremost, what started out the match was Triple H and John Cena. So, it's been a while, these two, and these are two, I would say, future Hall of Famers, you know, going neck to neck. So, they're not no strangers to each other. And for what I saw, they wanted to open out the event because they want to show like honor towards, you know, people of Saudi Arabia. And it was lovely. I mean, they had fireworks. They had little kids. When John Cena came out, Triple H took a little pictures here. You know, Triple H shook hands while he was waiting for John Cena. It was cool. And as I mentioned, they're no strangers to each other. So pretty much they knew each other's moves. But throughout the match, it was great. Nothing boring, anything like that. It was very comical too, because, you know, everybody would like, you know, Triple H was mocking John Cena, you know, you can't see me, and a fine knuckle shuckle. But John Cena ended up, winning, and he ended up being victorious with the AA. So he even mentioned, like, you know, no matter what I got going on, I am grateful to be here and, you know, give you guys a show. Now, the next match that happened was when it was the Cruiserweight match where Kalisto was a challenger and Cedric, known as the Soul of 205 Live, the Cruiserweight champion, the championship was on the line. The match, to me, it kind of started off slow because it kind of like, I felt like I was watching 205 Live, whereas it's just like, you know, two people going at it. But the thing I liked, though, was when Kalisto came out, Saudi Arabia gave him, like, a welcome home, like, a standing ovation, because he was no stranger to that. Because before he started WWE, he used to wrestle in Saudi Arabia, so they already know who he was. However, later on in the match, I kid you not, I thought Kalisto had it. Like, his agility was like ping, ping, boom, boom, boom. But later on, when Kalisto was about to deliver that Salida the Soul, Cedric stopped that and made sure Cedric Alexander gave him that, you know, I forgot his move. It's like the back check, something like that. Comment down below what his move is, but he ended up retaining the championship. So, you know, congrats. And now on to whereas they had the match with the Woken Buzzards, with Bray Wyatt, Matt Hardy against The Bar, Sheamus, and Cesaro for the vacant Raw titles. Now, for some reason, people kept telling me, another coworker of mine told me, like, no, Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt's gonna win. I think Sheamus and Cesaro is gonna stay at SmackDown. To me, I wasn't too hyped for the match. Like I said, there was some matches I wasn't too hyped for, but I was still watching it. to watch the chemistry between Matt Hardy and Bray Wyatt in the ring against Cesaro and Sheamus, it was, how do they say, wonderful. But it was great, and because of that chemistry, they end up retaining. So, unfortunately, Sheamus and Cesaro, they got to go back to SmackDown. You know, go back. You got to go to SmackDown, stay there until probably another shakeup. We don't know. So that match was great. I would probably give it like an 8.5. John Cena's match, John Cena with Triple H match, I will give it like an I would say, because it was comical and it was like mimicking each other, I would give it like a 8.5 as well. And then the only reason why I'm giving those scores, because I wasn't really hyped for those matches. Like, it wasn't filling my soul. The same way with Cruiserweight, the Cruiserweight Championship. I pretty much will give that an 8. So pretty much they're still there, but whereas when we have now the SmackDown titles were on the line against the Bludgeon Brothers and the Usos, I'm going to make this review short and sweet for this one. I'm sorry, even though the Usos held their own during that match, but for some reason, I knew the Bludgeon Brothers was going to stand tall and said, no, we're leaving with these titles. And you guys are just going to be messed up to the T. So they end up winning. So I wasn't too high for that match. So I would just say, like, I'll give it like a 7. That's only because, like, I already knew, like, deep down inside, like, the Usos was going to lose. I mean, granted, they held their own for a short period of time, but after that, that was it. Lights out. We're done. So the next match I want to look into, and I would say there was 2 matches as I looked at, it was like too much emotion. And I have a feeling that these matches was going to go left. Like, nobody wasn't going to win, and people were still going to retain. The AJ Styles and Shinsuke Nakamura match. That match was just pretty much, it was just a fight. A fight. It was not a match. It was a fight. Because AJ got tired of Shinsuke's crap, low blowing him. Then what makes it worse, you went after one of his brothers in SmackDown, and it was just a mess. So pretty much that ended up in a double count out. Then you got Roman Reigns. Okay, now with this steel cage match with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar, I mean, it was smart, but think about it. Brock Lesnar is no stranger to a cage. He was in the octagon, you know, when he was doing UFC. So that's nothing new. I mean, there was a part where Roman Reigns almost got away, but because of Brock Lesnar holding on to his chest piece, this is when he should have had on a t-shirt. Because at least when the shirt ripped, he could have still was able to climb down. But no, he got on his chest piece. So what screwed up with Roman Reigns, and I know Samoa Joe was in the back watching, I think he let all that anger get to him because he knew Brock had his number. Like, every minute, Brock is beating him. And then you have Samoa Joe in the corner telling you, ha, you getting your behind beat. So when he done with you, I won't give you your ass too. It was just like where the part I think I knew he lost it was when he speared him through the cage, and the cage broke, causing Brock Lesnar's body on the ground first. So because of that, Brock Lesnar won. So that match, I wasn't even too excited for, because for some reason, I had a feeling Brock Lesnar was going to still retain. One way or another. Same thing with Shinsuke and AJ's match. I wasn't too excited for it. So for both those matches, I am sorry. I will give it a 6. Sorry. Now, the match I was really looking into to see how this was going to play out, even though it wasn't that much promotion to it, it was like a little bit, I would say that casket match. If you, as a kid, knew about The Undertaker, knew he was, watch his matches, y'all know what casket matches pertains. If you don't know what that is, let me school you real quick. The way it works is there's no pinfalls, there's no submissions, there's no countouts. And also, there's no disqualification. The only way you can win is you put the body in the casket, close the lid, and you get them sent off to the sunset, I guess. I don't know. So for me to find out, first of all, it was a hot mess. First, they said it was going to be Undertaker and Rusev. We're like, okay, cool. Then they changed it, was like Jericho and Rusev. I mean, Jericho and Undertaker. We're like, okay, that's even better because they're both, you know, they know strangers to each other. They're like, no, we're going to just put it back on Rusev. We're like, oh, okay, whatever. So, as that match played out, I mean, Undertaker was getting his bop, 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 you know, old school here, dear. But then when you have Rusev and you have Aiden English in the corner, you know, 9 times 10, it could go either way. So Rusev was still getting his because, you know, he's very, you know, he's very strong. And also, whereas Aiden English was helping him out a little bit to avoid the casket, but it wasn't that much of a help because by the time Undertaker had his hands on Aiden English, he thought he could get his hands, you know, Rusev thought he could be able to retain the win. It didn't work. He ended up being the casket too, so I guess there was room for both of them. Closed the casket shut, and it was over. So with that match being said, because they both held their own, even Aiden English, I would say I would give that match like an 8.5. 8.5. Now, let me see. The Intercontinental match. Now, this match, I was trying to figure out how this is going to play out. Because you have two people from SmackDown, Samoa Joe and The Miz. You have Seth Rollins, Finn Balor from Raw. So we're going to see, like, okay, how this is going to play out. And all I can think of is, like, Finn Balor needs that Intercontinental title. Seth Rollins don't need it. Miz don't need it. Samoa Joe, I don't see him in the Intercontinental title picture for some reason. So everybody was just scattered over the place, trying to get to the top. The ending freaking just like, it was like a what the fuck moment. Excuse my language. Because for one, Finn Balor's hands like this, already touching it. He could feel it. You see Seth Rollins just jump up and jump to the ladder like a little monkey, climbs up, gets the belt, and that's it. Finn Balor still standing up there up the ladder, trying to figure out what happened, trying to ravel his mind what happened while he's bleeding. So it was just like, oh, poor baby. He gonna need a drink after this. He gonna need like 1 or 2 drinks after this match. So I would say the Intercontinental match, because it was like a what the fuck moment, I will give this match a 9. Literally a 9. Because there was a lot of people who had potentials of keeping the Intercontinental title, but that what the fuck moment, it was just a 9. Now, the next match I want to bring up was the U.S. title match. The U.S. title match, I wasn't too psyched for it. For some reason, I already knew Jeff Hardy was going to keep the title. I mean, even though Jinder Mahal, he has some crazy strength. So, at first, it could have been look like he was going to walk away with the title. But it didn't work. Jeff Hardy still retained. So, congrats to him. That match itself, because it looked like it could have went either way, I would say I would give that match an 8.5 as well. Now, let's go ahead and talk about the 50-man Battle Royal. Now, this I was looking forward to because I was like, it is 50 people. So that means they had to borrow people from 205 Live, NXT, Raw, and SmackDown. So they even used probably some old heads in there too. They used Dan Bryan. They used Shane McMahon. They used Jericho in there. Now you see where Jericho where was at. And they even used Hall of Famer Mark Henry. Then what came down to it was, oh my God. And I know there's already memes everywhere. Titus O'Neil came down the ring, and because this was comical, this man tripped over and slid under the ring like it was a slip and slide. I was like, dude, you only had one job, was to go in the ring, try to, throw people off, and honey, you failed. It was an epic fail. And I think because of what happened to him, he should have stayed under the ring. Now, we had the New Day, and then Kofi had his moment again. He's like, I think Michael Cole said, the highlight reel of the Royal Rumble. He held on, excuse me, he held on for dear life on top of Xavier's back to climb over to stay in the ring. Now, Xavier nor Kofi Kingston was not successful, not even Big E. Now, whereas we had like the big heavy hitters, we had Bobby Lashley, we had Big Cass, we had this guy right here, Mr. Get These Hands, Braun Strowman himself. Now, I'll give props to Daniel Bryan because he was #1. This dude was in this ring from God knows when. His chest saw scratch up. It was just like, dude, your baby's probably back home watching like, Dad, what are you doing? Like, yo, Daniel Bryan still got it. He got some heart. Then, you know, you got Kevin Owens in the ring. Jericho came out. There's some rivalries was building back up again. Kevin was screaming at him like, no, leave, go home. So they went at it. Then we have like Shane McMahon going out with Kevin Owens. Also with Daniel Bryan pitching in with Kevin Owens. It was just crazy. Then Shane McMahon got hurt again. Like, he got thrown across the dang on announce table by Braun Strowman. I was like, oh my God. And he was not moving. I was like, Jesus Christ, man. You didn't learn your lesson? So now we have, as it came down to it, because Big Cass came in and kicked out Daniel Bryan and telling him, take out my garbage. So it was down to like freaking Braun Strowman and freaking Big Cass. Not to mention, before that, we had, you know, Mr. 619 himself, Alberto Del Rio. Mr. 619 himself, Rey Mysterio in there. So that was awesome. But back to Braun Strowman and Big Cass. And the only reason why I was so hyped to see Braun Strowman, because I took part of this is Facebook wrestling page. Big shout out to Cruz. He's the admin of this page. It's called Powerbomb Wrestling Group. I'm going to leave the link below of the information, how the page works. I mean, of the page. Because the way it works is like, any event that is like a contest. So you submit that you want to join and you want to play the game. If you win, you end up winning prizes like Amazon gift card of that nature and other prizes. So from the contest was based on a 50-man Royal Rumble. So I was number 41. Guess who was number 41? Mr. Get These Hands, Braun Strowman. So I'm like, oh, shoot, it's about to go down. But at the same time, Bobby Lashley did too. So I'm thinking, oh, my God, that's a big dude. I mean, Baron Corbin was there. He held his own, but he went bye-bye. He gone. Then, you know, when it was down to Braun Strowman and Big Cass, yo, he sent Big Cass packing, and guess what? Braun Strowman won not only the 50-man Royal Rumble of trophy. Also, he made history. He won bragging rights. Also, they got him a belt. It was a nice belt, good-looking belt. And what did I win in the end? Because I took part of this contest and I was number 41, I got me an Amazon gift card, and I wasted no time. So I got some stuff that's on its way, and it should be by my house like Monday as we speak. Like, yeah, this Monday. So now here are some questions I want you guys, like, comment below. Because of Rusev losing, do you think Rusev Day is over? Because the way it looked, Rusev Day got canceled. Comment down below. What did you guys think about the 50-man Royal Rumble? Did you guys, you know, what did you think of the matches? Did you think it was like yay or nay? Comment down below. Share your thoughts. Till then, this is Lala from Lala's World, and you guys have an awesome day. Bye. Got to add, I forgot to give my rating for the greatest Royal Rumble, the 50-man match. Because there was a lot of old and new heads in there, and the way it ended, I'll pretty much give this 50-man Royal Rumble 9.5. Till then. Thank you for watching Lala's World, and y'all have a good day.